Here we go. All right. Okay. Hey everyone, I'm Big John, and welcome to another episode of the Diz Ability Show live. This week, coming to you from my grandparents' house in Connecticut. This week, I want to talk about some mobile ordering tips. Now, mobile ordering is a huge game changer because it saves you the hassle of ordering in front of the counter and pretty much holding up the line. So it's a good idea beforehand to check the menus when you place a mobile order so that it has everything that your party can have. That way, when you get to the place, one member of your party can scout out a table, like I do, while the rest of your party gets the food and stuff. That way, you can eat without a huge wait. So anyway, that's my tip. As always, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the chat if you're watching this live or in the comments if you're watching this later, and I'll make sure it gets into a future episode. And now it's time for this week's Top 5. So, with all the wild attractions that Animal Kingdom has or is going to have, let us not forget about the reason why Animal Kingdom was built. The animals. So this week, we are going to cover my top 5 wildlife experiences at Animal Kingdom. Number 5, the petting zoo at Rafiki's Planet Watch. So this is a very great area, especially if you have little ones, to see like some smaller animals. And I heard that the rumor is that when Bluey arrives to that area, there might be some Australian animals, which might be cool. I hope it's true because it would be pretty awesome for little ones to see some koalas and baby kangaroos and stuff. Number 4, the Maharaja Jungle Trek. So this is a little walking trail in Asia where you can see wild tigers, but don't worry, there's glass between you and those tigers. And it reminds me of that classic Disney T-shirt with Winnie the Pooh seeing a tiger and saying, "Tigger, is that you?" If you know, you know. And also, there are some bats on the trek that only eat fruit. But yeah, number 3, the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. Now, this is a great trail that is next door to the queue for Kilimanjaro Safari, where you can see the majestic gorillas of Animal Kingdom. And there are a lot of them. I mean, but of course, hello, hi, I'm not being rude. I just can't pronounce your name. But hey, if you're tuning in, make sure you say hi and make sure you subscribe. We just covered my tips for mobile ordering, and we are covering my top 5 wildlife experiences at Animal Kingdom. Hi, Iana Moy. Son of Christ. This is the Diz Ability Show live here on the Big John Network, which is about doing Disney for people with disabilities. And we do this every Saturday morning, where we talk about tips for Disney. If you have, or if someone you know has disabilities and is going to Disney. And we talk about a whole lot of great Disney stuff as well. So if you have Disney friends, tell them. Now, and if you're just tuning in, we are covering my top 5 wildlife experiences at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Number 2 on that list is Winged Encounters. So this is something they do many times a day in front of the Tree of Life, where one of Disney's animal experts comes out and with some of their macaws, and then 5 minutes in, the entire front of the park is swarming with macaws flying around everywhere, which is, I think, the coolest part of the whole experience. And and if you haven't seen it, it's truly amazing. It really is. And my number one wildlife experience at Animal Kingdom, Kilimanjaro Safari. So when Animal Kingdom first opened, this was like the big e-ticket ride, and I'm sure it still is. It's up there with Everest and Flight of Passage, but the it's perhaps the ride that Animal Kingdom was built for, because you get to explore the savannah and see so many beautiful animals, some some of which you might not even know even existed, which is even more cool. And depending on the time of day, you never know how many you're going to see. So let me know in the chat or in the comments what your favorite wildlife experience is at Animal Kingdom. And now it's time for the ding ding theme park throwdown. As you know, this is our new segment where we discuss differences between Disney and Universal. This week's topic: skip the regular line options. Now, first of all, people these days hate waiting in line for 2.5 hours or more. Of course, Disney started this whole thing back in the 90s with Fast Pass, which no longer exists. Now, thanks to Lightning Lane, where you now have to pay for your Fast Pass, which is And when we went to Universal last month, we were unable to get their Express Pass because they were completely sold out that week. So I want to know from you guys, if you have done both, which works better and which is the better value? Lightning Lane or Express? And now it's... Am I a Peter? No. No, I am not related to Peter Griffin. I wish people would stop saying that. Put user in timeout. Bye-bye. All right. And now it's trivia time. So last week, we asked, who was Experiment 626? One of our viewers last week, Gamer Dude, gave us the correct answer, Stitch. And now here is this week's trivia time question. Speaking of Gamer Dude, there he is. All right. What is the name of Princess Jasmine's tiger? Be the first one in the chat or in the comments with the correct answer, and you will receive 100 cool points. And now, it is time for the final round of our March Madness tournament. Raja, that's correct, Laura LM. 100 cool points for you. All right, now, as I was saying, it is now time for the final round of our March Madness tournament. And I have to say, that's all right, Gamer Dude. Better luck next week. Now, I have to say, this final round has got to be the hardest one yet. Why, thank you, Laura. That's very nice of you. And make sure you tell all your Disney friends to subscribe to the channel. As I was saying, this final round is the battle of oldies and goodies. Space Mountain versus Big Thunder Mountain. The two Magic Kingdom mountains battling it out in this final round of the tournament. On one side, you've got the Magic Kingdom's original super awesome coaster, where you never know, where you can't see what turns you're taking. And on the other side, you are riding the wildest ride in the wilderness. Thank you, Laura. So, this is going to be so like I said, this is a very tough final matchup. So, be sure to vote in the chat or in the comments. Members of my Castle Society group have already voted as well. Voting ends this coming Thursday. And remember, if there is ever a tie, I am the tiebreaker. And I have to say, I hope there isn't a tie, because this will be one of the toughest decisions I've ever made on this channel. So anyway, that's our show. As I said, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the chat if you're watching this live, or in the comments if you're watching this later, and I'll make sure it gets into a future episode for this week's shoutouts. Make sure you guys check out my buddy Beth over at Beth's Disney Adventures. All right. Laura voting for Big Thunder. All right. She does. Anyway, my buddy Beth over at Beth's Disney Adventures, she did a magical moment stream this past Wednesday for Tigger's birthday, where she gave out plush Tiggers near the Winnie the Pooh ride. If you haven't checked that, please check it out. Also, make sure you guys check out Fun to Be Free. He does great live streams from the parks all the time. Definitely check him out. Also, make sure you guys check out my pal Tamia over at Tamia Smiles. All right, Gamer Dude voting for Big Thunder. She does great Disney content on her YouTube and Instagram. Definitely check her out as well. Also, make sure you guys check out Princess and the Bear. They do great food vlogs from the parks as well. Definitely check them out. If you haven't subscribed here yet to the Big John Network, what in the Walt Disney World are you waiting for? And ding the bell for notifications so you never miss a second of the fun. And until next time, may the mouse